Nick Matthew was actually part of the K4 at the Under-23 World Championships, and they missed out on a medal by less than a hundredth of a second. They were 0.118 from the gold medal, which is phenomenal, and a new event that's going to be showcased at the Olympics in 2020, the men's K4 500 meters.
Oh, I did not know that, and that's great, especially for these the more events that get put into the Olympics. It gives more of these athletes something to really work for, especially I know women's canoe being in one is huge for the equality of the sport, and it's huge for a lot of the young women that are here competing this week.
Yeah, absolutely. When they switch around the events, they do it to make sure that it is more representative of the sport as a whole. So we don't get additional entries or additional events added. We remove a couple and then add them in to ensure that we're more fair across the genders and across canoeing and kayaking.
And as we have a start to our junior men K2 1,000 meter, it looks pretty straight across right now. Obviously, those middle lanes are always the ones that you want to keep an eye on. Those are the lanes that had the best times coming in to the competition. But there we see lane 2, and that's Fort Langley. Looks like they've got a little bit of a lead, but we can also see lane 4 there, Ridge, coming up the side. And Ridge is an interesting club because it seems like they don't have a ton of athletes here, but when they do, they're really making a statement out on the water.
Absolutely, yeah. They're based out in Maple Ridge, just outside of Vancouver. You see a couple of some phenomenal athletes, Brian Malfazy, who's on the national team. They have a lot of young and up-and-comers. I'm interested to see how lane 5 races this race. Both Dominic and Vincent, they're both very fast off the line.
Yeah, and you were right, Sam. That record was just a little bit off in a typo. It is 3:21.116. I mean, it's amazing that you, a kayaker, know so much about kayaking.
I may have won this race in the past, so we were trying to break the record ourselves unsuccessfully.
Unsuccessfully. That record actually is from 2014. Saskatoon has set that record. Jarrett Neek, you want to correct me? Kanky.
Yeah, Kanky.
Oh, see, I'm so sorry to everyone's names that I've butchered. And you want to go take a shot at the second one?
Mikhail Kowaluk?
Yep. That's why he's doing the names now and not me, people. And as they approach the 250-meter mark, still pretty across the board.
Ridge is looking super strong, but you can see Boeing Beach is up to their stroke rate as they're trying to make their run for it. 2 national team athletes right there. But Ridge, they're just going for those powerful big strokes, staying nice and together, big drives with their legs. And then Masqua coming up on the inside as well.
Looks like we have a 3-boat race heading into the last 200 meters between Masqua, Ridge, and Balmy Beach. Trois Rivières in there as well, along with Toba not too far behind.
Yeah, so actually the last time that the national championships were hosted in Welland, Jacob Steele from lane 8 in Masqua, he was wearing a life belt with his partner that was also wearing a life belt, and they won the under-17 K2 race by a ton. It was the most impressive race of the whole entire competition, seeing that.
And it's all come full circle, and now he's here again for 2017 at Canoe Welland, going for yet another medal and to stand on that podium again. But it looks like the Balmy Beach team in lane 6 pulling ahead just at the right time to be able to capture the gold medal in the junior men's K2000 meter, followed by Masqua and Ridge. Ridge with a great performance, just fell off towards the end there.
And those Balmy Beach guys are going to be excited. I know Nick's definitely in the back. They're both Nicks, but Nick Robson in the back had a couple goes at this race and was able to get 3rd last year, so he keeps improving, and I think he's pretty happy that he's not going to have to race junior men's K2000 anymore.
Especially as we see there, great performance by Ridge, too, coming in 3rd there, giving themselves a little high five, as they should. They held on for majority of the race, sitting in the 1st position, but obviously, as you said, national team members, especially with Nick Matveev there in that Balmy Beach boat, we're experienced, and especially coming from a national stage probably really helps play a factor once you get here to the national championships.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really exciting to see the strength out in BC starting to grow in Wascana and Saskatoon and out west, because there's not quite as many athletes out there, so when they come, and they're definitely here to show up and perform.
Well, when you make that far of a trek, it's kind of all or nothing. You've made the journey, and now it's all about what you do with that opportunity on the water. And there we do see the Fort Langley team that had a really strong start as well. An overall great race by everyone there. Once we see the unofficial results, we'll be able to see where the time kind of lines up to that record that we confirmed is now correct.
Yeah, you can see a bit of difference in some of the boats out there. The one here with Fort Langley, I believe, You can see that the nose curves down and in front. This is the new style of boat by Nello, one of the main boat manufacturer in Portugal, and they did it based on a lot of the naval testing. So it's more similar to a sailboat and those ones that you see out in the America's Cups. So it's slightly different and it's supposed to track a little bit straighter.
I must say, one of my favorite parts about coming to nationals is seeing all the new real fancy boats every year. And I feel like, I mean, as an athlete, and you come to nationals every year, especially where you see all the different boats from all over the country, do you get a little boat envy? Is that a thing among like kayakers and canoers?